Hello friends, I am Sumit Kansal, a commercial lawyer based in New Delhi, founder of Kansal Law Chambers. In this video, I talk about the general implications and impact of COVID-19 on legal transactions or the arrangement between the parties. I have been receiving a lot of queries whether COVID-19 is covered under the force majeure clause of the agreements. Now, what is force majeure? This is basically a French civil law term which means something which is superior. That is something which is beyond the control of parties, or it is a natural disaster, or something which is an act of God. Now, COVID-19 presents a very peculiar situation in which the virus is an act of the God. However, the lockdown or the quarantine is a human intervention which is by the government of India. In such circumstances, it becomes very vital to see the contract, understand the terms and conditions, and more importantly understand what is the essence of the contract in order to see whether the force majeure clause covers COVID-19 or not. There may be circumstances when the agreement is silent on the force majeure clause or the clause is missing from the agreement itself. In such a scenario, we take recourse or section 56 of the Indian Contract Act 1872 is enforced, in which it falls under the category that an contract to do an act which act becomes impossible, and because of this the contract cannot be executed. So basically the law supersedes the agreement in such a scenario. Now the impact of all these provisions is twofold. One is that there could be termination of the entire contract, and secondly there could be modification or changes in certain terms and conditions of the contract. Another important feature is that apart from this business or the contractual arrangement between the business parties, COVID-19 has also presented an impact on the employment terms and conditions, which is an arrangement between the two parties essentially, which is the employer and the employee. And herein there is suspension of the affected parties' rights and duties, and rights, duties, obligations of the employer and employee is affected, and accordingly it has to be seen. So basically there has also been advisories received from the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and Ministry of Labour and Employment on these, which are basically the guidelines. And as we see, all these provisions, all these laws have to be read in consonance with the facts of the case, or perhaps for that matter the agreement. Friends, in these testing times, it is my endeavour to help you in all possible ways I can. In case you have any kind of queries, any clarifications, or perhaps you need the revamping or renegotiating the terms and conditions of a contract, please feel free to get in touch with me. Have a blessed day at home. Thank you.